So finding the domain of the rational function, just as we found domains before with the parabola and the square root function of the graphs, we're looking, the domain is literally a list of all values that x can be, that x can take, where x values where the function is defined. So when we're finding the domain of rational functions, we're checking to see what x values are not in our domain. We're looking for the opposite. We're looking for what values are not in our domain. Specifically, we're looking to find values that make the denominator equal 0. So let's look at this first one, 117. My denominator, x plus 2. The value that makes this denominator 0 is negative 2. That means x, this value here, is not in my domain. Because x equals negative 2 makes the denominator 0, that makes my fraction undefined, that makes my rational function undefined. Right? Negative 2 makes this denominator 0, makes this undefined. So x can never be negative 2. X cannot be negative 2. So the way I would write that is my domain is all x values, set of all x values, such that x does not equal negative 2. That's the one value that x can't be. X can be anything else. I can substitute any other x value in here and get an answer, essentially. But if I substitute negative 2, my denominator is 0, this thing is undefined. So my domain excludes negative 2. Same check here. Check where that denominator equals 0. I'll use a different approach for this. I always use this approach. I use a different one. How about if I factor this? Difference of 2 squares, x squared minus 3 squared. X equals 3. So here I have two values that are excluded from my domain. Two values that x cannot be. My domain here is all x values such that x does not equal negative 3 and x does not equal 3. If x equal either of those two values, this rational function would be undefined, and that's no good for us. So these two values are excluded from my domain. Same here. Set the denominator equal to 0. Factor out that x, left with x plus 16. Set each of them equal to 0. Each factor equal to 0. X equals 0, excluded from my domain. X cannot equal 0. X also cannot equal negative 16. These two values are excluded from my domain. X can never equal those two values. And this connects to the next problem involving vertical asymptotes.